It says we're live, but it's saying having trouble playing it back. I don't know what it is. So keeps on dropping. But it does let me go view it at least. Oh, it says we're live on both. So apparently, hello guys. We're live on X and on Facebook. We're going to be adding in more uh, platforms as we go along. I'm here with Todd, my partner in crime, and this is kind of like our midweek uh, catch up, which we plan on doing. And I guess I'll leave it to Todd to kind of say what the idea is because uh,
Yeah,
we kind of
yeah,
texted
we
each other and came up with an idea, and I think it's pretty good.
yeah we kind of want to touch base in the middle of the week, just James and I, um, we and to give a little idea that we have, which we're always still taking interest from you and letting you guys steer this ship. Is we'd like to have a quick discussion, basically on what we have done the last week, what we've got planned, maybe leaving a little bit of a mystery there so we don't give out too much. And also, we want to, since this is mainly a Gen X 80s thing, we do want to do some throwback stuff. So we were thinking maybe throwing back to 1980, since this is an 80s thing and this is early on.
Uh,
Uh, Third week, which we're in, of August 1980, was a huge world news time. And this
yeah,
was the uh, American hostages in Iraq.
yeah, that was right at the end of that was like 79, 80. That's Carter was in office, if I remember correctly. Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer.
Yep. And Reagan was coming in.
Mm-hmm. I remember
Uh,
that.
so this was a huge time in American history. Um, and thankfully, uh, we were able to. It ended on a pretty good note.
Yeah,
Americans came home, um, and it was kind of a slight to Jimmy Carter, who uh, I've never been a liberal person.
yeah,
Um, my thought process has never been liberal. However, looking back on things and looking back on people's lives, uh, I do believe Jimmy Carter was a good man. I,
yeah,
but you you don't, and that's the problem I have with current presidency, which I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he's doing. But you, I think it's horrible that we are basically holding up something that somebody has done, like Carter, for 4 years. He did it for 4 years. He got one
yeah,
term. He did a horrible job for this country, for his own legacy, for even the Democratic Party. I think he did a terrible job.
yeah,
But I I don't think he was a bad man. I think he actually was a very good man.
yeah,
But Iran basically rubbed it in his face because they released the hostages day one of Reagan taking over,
yeah.
and it
I remember the stories. That it felt like it was. There was rumors that he had planned it. They had planned to get it all done that way before the event. I mean, like Reagan planned it. I don't know if that, but some of that was. What's the movie? It's Argo,
great movie.
right?
Ben
Yeah, I
Aff-
remember
Ben
seeing that.
Affleck
That was all about that.
footed that bill.
Yeah,
Yeah, and to me, looking back, now granted, I have a different thought process at 57 than I did it at even 50. Um, Now looking back at it, I wish Reagan would have just gotten our hostages out of there, pulled everybody out of there that was an ally to us, and just nuke the fucking place.
yeah,
Men, women, children, the entire thing, because Iran never got any better, and they're still a shitbag country. Um, and it has to do with way less than left versus right than it is Muslim versus the rest of the world. Uh,
Yeah.
and I hate the fact that we've gone, we've got, it's been 40 something fucking years
Yeah.
and we're still in the same situation.
I mean,
We're right
Iran
back
has
in there.
always been something. I mean, throughout my entire life, I think the first time I even remember hearing about Iran was 78, 77, 78, right? The kids, the Iranian students, and I didn't understand it the way I understand it now, right? I always thought it was a backwards ass country, and I'm like, what the hell? I always remember being a kid. I'm like, why do we have these students here if they hate us, right? But the revolution happened. I just remember like little bits and pieces because I'm like what 8, 9 years old at that time, right? Maybe 11 or 10, 11, because yeah, I was born in '69, so
Same as me. Yeah.
yeah, and you just didn't have a concept of what it was. But I do remember like I remember the presidencies. What's the first president you remember ever seeing?
Well, the first president I remember was Nixon. That's the first president I remember having and talking about it
Yeah,
in school.
yeah,
Um, and this was California in the 70s.
yeah.
And a part of California that wasn't terribly liberal. I started, life.
California never used to be liberal.
Right.
Like,
Hacienda
I mean,
Heights area.
they would,
It,
well, let's correct that because it would have been considered classically liberal. Because Reagan is a classic liberal, and if you look at Trump and most of the guys now, what everybody's calling extreme right conservatism is actually basically old school classic liberalism. I mean, it's Ronald
right.
Reagan, Kennedy era. We
Right,
have more in
right.
common with Kennedy
JFK. Yes.
than most modern liberals do. I mean, most modern liberals probably have more in common with like the the Russians in the '60s
Right.
and '70s than they do with us.
And now that we've pissed everyone off that watches,
Yeah,
because
yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, not
because we
trying to
just
cause
turn we
controversy.
just and hey we just I expect people to hate me. I strive for it. My likability status I treat as a golf score, and
Yeah,
I have for decades.
you're
The
shooting
less
for
people
you.
that like me, yeah, I'm shooting for a fucking perfect game, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But hopefully, I don't. I try not to. I don't have a liberal or conservative leaning anymore. I
Yeah.
used to be extremely conservative. I feel like mentally I'm extremely conservative, but my thought process does not go along
Well,
with our government.
we don't really fit in a box. If it's an issue, I mean, depending on the issue, I could be like, oh my God, this guy is like extreme right. And then on other issues, you're like, oh my God, that's why when you get in some of these conversations, even with religion, with all this stuff, I'm,
Which I don't fit under any of the religions either. So
yeah,
that,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. No, I
I
get
don't
you.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
you and I could have probably had some great conversations about it because I'm not trying to
yeah,
convince you of anything. I just would love to, and maybe some of that could be this because it will we'll veer off into these territories, and
and
we might
that's
find places where we don't agree. But I think for the most part we agree, and I would consider us more libertarian leaning than anything. If you were going to kind of put a category on things, it's like get the hell out of my life. I
and
don't
to
want.
let people to let people know where we're at in headspace. This is kind of a free for all. This midweek thing is more of a free for all. Uh, Hopefully, we can take feedback from people and steer it in different directions. But this is our time to kind of spew our ideas and our feedback. It's hard. I
Our
pick
sickness and depravity on the world.
in James's defense. I picked 1980 just because I was trying to find something that happened this week in the 80s, and I'm lazy, so when something big came up in 1980, I didn't keep looking.
Yeah.
Granted,
Well,
we were still pretty young, but
yeah,
I think it was a pretty huge thing that happened to this country. And what's crazy and what I wanted to bring it back to is it. The thing I remember about the hostage situation. We were still young, but the thing I remember about it the most is the same thing I remember about the days after 9/11, the year after 9/11,
yeah,
is that this country and the people of this country, who are the only people that matter, the government doesn't mean shit to me. They're fucking people that spend our money and don't listen to us. So fuck everybody in the government. Um, but the people of this country are the only people that matter. Tax-paying Americans, they pulled together. And sometimes, unfortunately, most times in life, and I think whether any of us want to admit it or not, having a common enemy or a hatred for someone that a lot of people agree on is the easiest way to bring people together. And who likes a psycho country that takes innocent people and holds them hostage?
yeah,
Nobody.
yeah,
So it brought our country together. And the more I read about 9/11, the less I want to talk about it. But it did the same thing.
yeah,
And some of it, we need to understand some of these events that happen in the world
yeah,
are done by our government to try and pull people together so they can say, look what I did when I was president. I pulled all the people together and it was no longer left versus right. Yeah, but you created the fucking chaos to make
yeah,
it there. But
yeah,
Iran was definitely an Iran thing. They decided to do it. Um, we we responded with a cowboy, literally, a hard ass president that was literally ready to push the button the first day, which was what we needed at the time. I don't think it was looking back on it. A lot of people will not agree to anything negative I say about Reagan. However, I have a couple of, I'm a huge fan of Reagan, but he also fucked up some huge things in this country as far as I'm concerned. And the way he handled
and I
Iran,
would agree with that. That I don't know if I think it's. I mean, he made mistakes. I think, and I
some of
would
them we're still
agree.
paying for.
Yeah, and I think it's because he couldn't get far. And this is where I think because of the complexity of government, I can't put it all on Reagan, but he's the head guy. So you have to put it there. The amount of debt that we went into fighting the Cold War. I mean, there's payoffs, and that's it's much more complicated than black and white.
Well,
But I do get what you're saying.
my thing with Iran, since we're on that, and how I see that he handled it incorrectly. I shouldn't say he fucked it up because he didn't fuck it up. He inherited a bad situation. Um, he was a cowboy. He came in with the attitude, so they let him go. I would have liked to have seen it looking back. I would have liked to have seen him take Jimmy Carter in the White House as a former president with the current president and have Jimmy Carter next to him during all those press conferences and give Jimmy Carter props for, hey, this happened under this president's watch and it's getting undone under my watch. But the bottom line is you fucked with Americans. And this guy here may have lost his presidency to me, but he's an American. And I'm standing next to him way before I'll stand next to any of you fuckers. That's how I'd like to see things done. Now, granted, our government and the machine that it is of raking money and stealing from us, it doesn't work that way. But eh, I think he could have done it better. Now, if we want to dig into what I think Reagan's failures are, I'll fucking do that any day. Anybody wants to fucking challenge me on that, because the one failure that sticks with me and nobody will ever be able to talk me out of, no matter how smart they think they are,
Yeah,
is the fact that he took and defunded the entire mental institution out of federal government, which I agree with.
Yeah.
The idea and the action is correct. The way it
Yeah.
was done was terrible.
Well,
You
you got to
must
understand
make
at the time
people.
what because if I remember correctly, I mean that was like those institutions had been around since like the early 20s, right?
And they
They've been
weren't
around,
right,
and
and
they
they
were
weren't doing
crap,
good.
and they were doing
Right.
horrible stuff.
And
So
I agree
he
100.
yeah, I think
It,
they overcorrected, and again, this goes back to the dipshits that are in Congress and the House. They end up because Reagan doesn't create any laws. I know he created an executive order to start moving things out, but they memorialized that into law, and they fucked it up anyways. I mean, you
but
give people freewheeling, and they can't. They're out in the streets, and they're out. I mean, we're
but
dealing
it's
with that
money
every
too.
day. Yeah.
It was all money. It was all money
Well, the
because
money was yeah, yeah,
as everything is. The thing is, though, and my thought process is Reagan was he thought things out. He was a smart guy. He wasn't brilliant by any means. I think if when you put him on the balls and brains, he had way more balls and brains. But my my thought process is it's kind of like anything else. You never make a move on something until you know
yeah.
your
Yes,
counter
it
move.
gets done. No, I
The
get
thing
you.
is, though, if you're going to shut it down, which it needed to
Yeah,
be shut down, it needed to be
yeah,
killed,
yeah,
what you should have done is said, okay, starting this date, federal government's done. We're not spending another fucking dime. Every state must fix their own system. If there is a mental institution in your state,
yeah,
it's coming out of state money. If you decide not to, we will withhold funds, the
yeah.
federal funds, to fund it until you come up with a better fucking way
Yeah,
of doing it.
and you see, I get you. There's no, I'm not arguing with, I'm not about to step into arguing with you on it. Um, but
I just think we're still paying for it, though.
no, absolutely. There's no doubt that we're still paying for it. There's fucking the nutsos are on the streets, and there's not great ways of solving it. And you got family members, and there's the institutionalizing. Is it maybe it is or isn't? But I think that if you have genuine health care for these people, and you get them off the streets rather than them living homeless and causing havoc, and you fund that in some way, there's got to be a solution. The problem
Well,
is government doesn't do it well. I think you privatize a lot of stuff. You get people that are able to do it, like he's doing with the drugs, like he's
I
doing
can
with the
fix
drugs.
California in 30 days. 30 days. Give me 30 days.
Yeah,
I'll fix California in 30 days because
yeah,
most of their problem is money, fraud, and homelessness. And homelessness is you go through and you put an executive order out there that if you're living on the street, guess what? You're going to submit a DNA test
yeah.
or we're going to arrest you and we'll find vagrancy is a crime.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
And
those are
it's
all
not,
those were all formerly laws.
but the thing is, all you got to do, because the thing you don't want to do in fixing the homeless problem is you don't want to fuck over people that need help. There are tons of
Absolutely.
buildings within the state. There
Yeah,
are high-rise buildings within that state that have not paid fucking taxes for decades, that have come overrun. You take them over. You have a National Guard. You take them over by force, and guess what? You fucking train people. If you're under the age of 60 years old and you can move, you can work. You can work. Everyone can work. There are jobs for everyone. And that's the same way to fix welfare. There's people
I
that
mean,
need welfare. There's
absolutely,
people that don't need
yeah,
welfare.
yeah,
There's people that
absolutely
you've got
agree
to,
with you.
our country cannot stand to have that many people on the streets. And when you have a bunch of fucking 25-year-olds with trash bag fucking haircuts that are still getting paid to stay on the street, you got a problem.
Yeah,
And,
no,
and
absolutely,
it's a funding problem. And you
yeah,
cut the funding off from them and you put them to fucking work or you
yeah,
move them out. And
yeah,
that's, but while you're doing that, and the reason I say DNA, which is going to piss a bunch of people off, oh, it's not legal. Right. So you write laws to get shit legal, because what you're going to gain in that is you're going to realize, okay, these people need help. We need to there are people out there that need they need 24/7 help, and they're not getting it. They're getting shoved in the street. They're getting addiction.
And it's overwhelming the families. I mean, we have a lot of broken systems. There's not a perfect solution.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's easy to identify the problem. And when we provide a solution, it gets complicated because there is a lot of different ways it can be done and implemented.
Right. And how am I going to steal money from that?
Yeah. Well, and that's
I'm the governor, so how am I going to get money out of it? My wife needs another jet, so how am I going to get money off of this fucking thing?
Yeah.
And it's not just California. California is just the worst.
I agree. The worst thing is this government involved in anything.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Anything the government.
And they've even corrupted a lot of the charitable organizations that.
Absolutely.
Catholic Charities, some of these major NPOs that were just funneling money for big government, right? And
I believe in taxing everybody. Yeah. Tax churches, tax fucking everybody. And you know what? If you're going to tax me, you tax the fucking next motherfucker. I know this is going to piss 90% of the people off because I have a different thought process on religion. But if you're going to tax me, tax that fucking church, because I've got 50 of them within 3 blocks of me. And anybody that wants to doubt that, come on down. I'll give you a ride.
It could be.
And you know what? I'm not. It is a lucrative business. It has been lucrative. The richest place on the fucking planet is the Catholic fucking Church. They have more money and more land than anybody in this world, and the only ones that are close is Israel.
Yeah, I get you. And
I'm not saying
I'm staying out of those landmines.
I'm saying tax the people that, like us, everyday Joe Schmo that's going to pay tax the rest of my fucking life until I die, regardless, is lessen the burden on us motherfuckers that have been paying. Cut our government into 1/10, and look around.
Isn't that the solution, though? Isn't that the solution? Is get government out? That's why I consider myself more libertarian than anything. I mean, there was I wish I could find it. There was a letter back when I want to say Jefferson or like when he was president, right? And there's a move for and I don't know if it's in the Federalist Papers or whatnot, but there was a letter that was written to one of one of our founding fathers or someone, and I remember Rush Limbaugh reading it at one point, and it was really articulate about the federal government. There was a natural disaster back then, like flood or something,
caused by the government,
and and at the time, I think there was conversations about nationalizing the banking system and all this other stuff, but the federal government was going to step in and provide money. It was going to collect the tax and then go provide relief for these people. And he wrote an articulate letter, and I'm going to find it. And it was about just stay out of that's not for you to do, right? And when you talk about the Iran thing and bringing people together, it brought people together. It did not bring people together with its government. And that's a big difference, because when shit goes down, we're some of the most charitable people. Like I've put packages together to get sent out. We're spending our own money. No one ever hears about it. You get out there and you volunteer. If there's a disaster here tomorrow, our neighbors are going to be helping each other out, right?
Absolutely.
The problem is when the government gets in, I just do not believe the government should be involved at all in anything that looks like charity or anything. They provide for the military. They make sure that we're protected from crime and all these other good things and the law, but they stay out of all of this other crap. They can facilitate things, right, but they don't tax us so they can go and take it and put it up, because it's always corrupt.
Yes.
If I have my own money and I'm not paying federal taxes, I guarantee you I'll be helping my neighbor.
Well, think about
when it comes down to it.
Think about Social Security. if they took every dollar I've put into Social Security, ran it back, and even paid modest interest on it, I'd be fucking loaded, and as would everybody. But they've pissed it away instead. I lost you, James. Are you still there? Just in case anybody's watching, I don't see James in my
I'm here.
feed. Okay,
I got put on the backstage somehow.
okay. He got backburnered by his own fucking
Yeah, by screwing around with it.
program.
Yeah.
So yes, and I agree. One of the things that I have learned, and as you know, I do not have a church. I do not have a religion. I have a religion, but I am since I've already opened the fucking door here, um, I do not believe in organized religion. Um, I believe that people's faith is personal based, and churches are nothing but popularity places. People that need to have a community to talk to, people to chat with, people to bullshit with and lie to and gossip with, and they need to hear somebody
You
screaming
you are of
their
the
version
opiate of the masses type person, right?
their
It's an
version
opiate.
of the
Yeah.
Bible, and that's fine. I've never, my wife's that way. My wife believes in going to church. She likes the church. However, what I do want to say about the church is what I didn't see in Southern California, Northern California, Arizona, Nevada, the places I've lived, is what out here, there's a shit ton of churches of all denominations. I mean, shit tons. James can tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. No, I've been
I'm not
around.
kidding. There's probably 25 within a mile of my house, and I live way the fuck out here. So, but what they do is they take care of their own and they take care of others. We have boxes. There's probably 30 boxes in the small town that I live in, and it's for food. You take non-perishable food, you put it in it, and people that need it come by. Nobody
Yeah,
gets credit for taking it.
yeah,
Nobody gets shame for taking it. Nobody gets credit for dropping it. Um, and churches are out there to help people that are having a hard time. And that's something that churches and communities do way better than our, and we need to get away from. I mean, the last time that people got pissed off at the federal government for being, taxation without representation, I think we know where that put us. Unfortunately, we're a way fucking far away from where
yeah.
those people were because we've
So
just let it happen
let
to
me
them.
ask you for the sake of the audience, because a lot of the audience are going to be believers, and there are going to be some that believe the way you do. What is your view? I mean, do you believe there is something more than what we're here? Or are you a nihilist, or do you believe that there's just nothing? What is the,
I don't have a belief real. I hope that the stories of Christianity are correct.
yeah,
I hope that's the situation. I belief wise, who cares what I believe? I don't even know what I believe.
yeah, no, I know, but
But
I
I
mean
but
it's
I hope
curious. I mean I'm
I
not trying to put you on
I
the
hope
spot.
no, I know. I hope that there is a a heaven, um or
Yeah,
somewhere or something where people's souls are you know able to get with people that have passed on, and loved ones that have passed on, and all of your questions are answered and all that kind of stuff. I truly hope there is. I wouldn't say a belief.
yeah.
And but I'm not a
What is
non-believer either. I
yeah.
and I and I don't I'm not the person that's ever going to tell somebody you're a horse's ass for going to fucking church,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because that's exactly the opposite of what I believe. I believe in let people do what makes them happy. That's my same belief on sexuality. If somebody's gay, I don't give a fuck. Do what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, what you think is the right thing to do. And if you're doing what you're thinking is the right thing to do, you're not fucking with anyone else and treating them differently because they believe differently than you. If you are, then you're a piece of fucking shit, regardless of what
Yeah.
way you believe.
Live
And that's why I can't stand Muslims.
Live consistently with your morals, right? I guess is what
Yes.
you're. So yeah, no, I get that, and there's a source for me. I look at you, right? I don't really think about whether you believe or don't believe or any of that stuff. But I look at you, and I've always seen a rough exterior, but a very kind, giving person in the back end, right? So there's a source to that, and for me, whatever you want to call it, God or whatever, I just believe that there's a source to why those good things happen. And whether you go to this, I think honestly you're more anti-religion than you are anti-God.
I don't think I'm anti anything other than anti money suck. And
yeah.
I've seen too many. I've seen too many churches just suck money out of people.
And I'm sure at some point when you talk about the 80s and our generation, we grew up in the dissolution of televangelists and all the.
Well, I'm a hell of a good salesman, James.
Yeah.
I mean, I sold labor, and which is basically other people's work. I sold, and I made a lot of money doing it for a long time at a very high level to people that you can't get money out of. And it's really hard to get money out of casino owners and people that run casinos. And I did it for a long time at a really high ability.
Yeah.
If I was a scumbag, you know what I'd be doing?
Yeah.
I'd have my own church right now.
Because
I know I could suck money out of fucking people like nothing, because all you're doing is making them feel good. I can't do it because I don't believe in it. I just flat ass don't believe in it. There's a lot of shadiness in that, because you're still relying on men to act and behave correctly. Absolutely, and you're relying on the church, and whatever church it is, to properly distribute that money.
Well, yeah, and conveniently, when you talk about a church, there's a lot of people that are in charge that are actual individuals that do. I personally seen it, and it does kind of take away from, the whole thing, because you look at these poor people that are giving their money and they're giving their last dime, and you got pastors out there telling them how much they should give and keep on giving and giving, and even to the point where they're saying, to get healed, you have to. It's just like, and it's not a knock on anything specifically, right? Just men are sinful. Humanity do some of the craziest shit to each other, but they also do the most wonderful things to each other. And you look at that, and there's not a solution, but I get why you feel the way you do, right?
And it's getting worse though, because, and hopefully I'm not the only one that sees it this way. If I am, well then fuck everybody, because this is the way I see it. But it's the homeless guy on the side of the road when you're pulling up. Yeah. When we were kids, you thought, okay, that guy probably, if I got $2 in my pocket, I could spare $1. I'm probably going to give that guy $1. Now, I'll run the motherfucker over, because 99% of them have a fucking brand new BMW 850 right around the corner.
You're not going to.
And they fucking, and they're making fucking $500,000 a year, because they're fucking acting homeless. And the easiest way to do that is, when you pull up on those cocksuckers, look at their shoes. They've got nicer shoes on than you do.
That's not always.
Swerve towards them. Run them the fuck over.
That's not everybody, my friend.
Look at their shoes. The shoes tell you everything. Any female that disagrees with that, I please respond, because women are smart, and women know that. You know what? If this fucker's got a $300 set of fucking Jordans on, and
Yeah.
he's standing by there saying, I haven't eaten in a week. You pull the fucking 40 that you finished drinking on your way home from work,
Yeah.
and you hit that motherfucker in the head with that 40 bottle.
Yeah.
And you drive on and know that he's not going to steal money from the next two or three.
Yeah. I'm.
And this is one of those things like we're back into the 80s. I wish I had that little clip of the more you know.
The more you know. Oh yeah, we'll probably have to put that up there. Yeah. The more you know. Yeah. 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 Okay.
So I probably should shift here a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll move off of running the homeless over. But we'll keep.
I do want to
look at the shoes, and you'll be able to find the.
Yes, you'll know which way to swerve. Swerve away or swerve towards.
Yeah.
But don't ever hand them any money anymore. There's a lot of places to put. If you want to help somebody, there's a lot of places to help people.
Yeah. No, that's legit. I mean, seriously though.
You just can't trust people anymore, is what it is. You can't fucking trust people.
I get you. I trust the people that are around me and close, and you know. There's something to that, and I mean, get away from organized religion, get away from, the bullshit, and the people that are trying to scam everybody, which is half the country. When you run into half the country, I mean, there's a lot of people pulling scams.
Right, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for, James.
You can tell, but you can tell the people around you. You get to know them, and I mean. There's one thing that I do like about, and I'm going to use denominational language here. When you talk about the atypical good Christian, okay, not the bullshit, not the one seeking the genuine people, and there's people in our audience that I can point out, and I go, man, that person is an example of someone that is genuinely caring and loving because I know them personally, right? I'm not just talking in generalities. When you look at someone and what powers them is not only a personal relationship, right? I like that language, right? Where you have this personal relationship with your creator, right? That you've made it personal in your own life. You're not reading the Bible to pound over other people's head, right? You're reading it to
make yourself feel better.
Yeah, it's to make you empowered to move out there. I'm not going to preach scripture. I've read the Bible hundreds of times. I can quote you scripture after scripture after scripture. But if it's not showing in my life and the people that I love and the people that are close to me and my interaction with people, then it's not, I mean, I don't think I have to look at someone's shoes. Right?
You know, well,
that shit out.
I'm just talking about the guy standing up to offer.
You know, I
look at his shoes to know which way to swerve.
I'm just using it as an example, right?
To go along with what you're saying, though, is to me, the Bible was written as a guide to help you know whether you should run that fucker over or whether you should hand him $1. Yeah. I mean, I'm being literal, I'm being joking a little bit, but the thing is, it's a guide how to live. And if you treat people decent, I've always said that if you want to find out which politicians and which people are good people, you put cameras all the way around a fucking an elementary school playground, and you make them stay out there for 3 days, 8 hours a day, and the kids will tell you. Because you know what's going to happen? The guy that is true to what he is and a good human being, the kids are going to be fucking, they're going to be around him. They're going to want to play with him. They're going to want him to push him on the swing. The guy that's a fucking scumbag, kids can see through bullshit like nobody else. 2 to 5 years old, I trust them more than I trust her. I would rather have a 2-year-old with their hand on the button before, even if they fucking blow up a couple of communist countries because they wanted to see the button turn red. I still trust them more than I trust the fucking government, because those fuckers are just, who's going to pay me to bomb what and who's going to pay me to fucking think what and say what. But kids don't have that filter. That's a problem. The older we get, the more we like, oh man, I really don't want to piss that person off because this person knows this person.
I mean, we are a generation that doesn't have a filter either. I think we
do now. We're that way more now. And it's nice to say that we never did, but bullshit. With each other, we sure did. You tell me that you never acted different because you wanted to impress somebody or a girl. You didn't act different around certain people.
You know what? If I'm gonna, well,
We all did. It's human. It's human
no,
nature.
but I'm not going to change my fundamentals.
I would.
You
I'll
think you
sell
would?
my fucking. Fuck yeah, I would. I did. I have. I will.
I think your mouth is going to get. I think it like there's certain things like. Yeah, I just don't.
My
know
mouth's
if
going to get my ass in trouble. I'll tell you what. The world has their ability to test
No,
me.
absolutely, absolutely.
Right now, test me.
Yeah.
Anytime, anything. I have the greatest ability to anyone.
Yeah.
Fuck you, anyone. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
If I don't need people like me. Like I said, it's a golf score.
Yeah.
To me, it's a golf score.
Yeah. Well, how the hell did we stay friends for so long?
Because you understood and respected that I'm an asshole and this is just the way I'm going to be. But you're always going to get straight answers with me, and you're going to.
Yeah. No. I get you. Yep.
But you also knew that, okay, sometimes I don't want to ask those questions.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But everybody should have somebody like that in their life.
Yeah, but even at your worst, right? Even at your worst thoughts, there's the thing that's always kept me going back to you, because it's not even that we totally agree on stuff, right? But
no, we have a lot we disagree on.
But what I see is that there's something. I mean, it's like when you look past the surface, right? And I know
I'm not out to fuck people over.
No. Exactly my point. My point.
Yeah, my fail safe, my fallback. I do want to help people. But I also have the ability to. Oh, you fucked me over? I'm done.
Yeah.
And I also understand there's a lot of people that may watch this, and there's people that are going to say they didn't watch it but did watch it, that can't stand me for different reasons, and they probably have a fucking good reason. And I don't dislike anyone. There's very few people in my life that I can say throughout my life that I can't stand or dislike. I've done some people that I feel I've done people wrong that I shouldn't have done wrong, that eats me up today, that happened 40 years ago, that I wish I could take back, that no matter how many times I said I'm sorry, they could say that they forgive me, and I'll never forgive me.
Yeah.
Because the shitty stuff I've done. I've done shitty stuff to good people, shitty stuff to people that have done me good, that I would never do that today to.
Yeah.
But I would never. I wouldn't feel bad if they just cussed me out and said I was a piece of shit, because in their life I was a piece of shit, and I'm not going to argue it.
Yeah. So I mean, we've covered this pretty extensively. I was reading your notes, and it's because this will bring up memories. I had forgotten about 8 is enough.
Yes.
Right. I had totally
every now and then.
About that.
Every now and then I'll see John Boy. I'll see John Boy as an old guy now.
Yeah. Is it Dick Van Patten? Wasn't he the dad? And
yes.
The 8 is enough. They had 8 kids. They lived in a house, and we watched it. It was like the modern. I think it was like right after the Walton.
It was a feel good. One of them feel good. This is how your life should be kind of thing.
Yeah, like a different kind of Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
And anybody watching this, if you remember, I mean, put those memories out about the 8 is enough, because I remember watching it because it was in the evenings.
And why did we?
Those before we were told that we had
And James, why are you bringing that up? Let everybody know why you're bringing that up.
The 8 is enough. I'm bringing it up because you put it in the show notes, but it's also
because it was the number one. It was the number one TV show.
Yeah.
This week in 1980.
Yeah, and it's crazy because before I think before that it overtook the Waltons. I don't know. It would be interesting to find out, because
do you remember
every night watching the Waltons?
Now are you on your computer right now or on your phone?
On my computer.
Okay, so you're
I can look
kicking
it
my
up on my
ass.
phone.
I'm on a little tiny. No, no, no. I'm on a little tiny screen. So I was trying to look at it, and it looks like I'm a moron smacking the screen like a fucking monkey in the zoo,
Yeah, yeah,
throwing
yeah, yeah,
shit
yeah,
at
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Um, but the number one movie was amazingly Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Two,
2
two.
in
Burt,
1980. This
Burt
week in 1980.
Reynolds and Sally Fields.
But
One was like
that
iconic.
proves to you though, Burt Reynolds was a golden god in the
Yeah,
late 70s, early
yeah,
80s.
yeah,
That dude was just he was unstoppable.
yeah. I
And
loved that movie. And Sally Field was a perfect. I
oh
mean, I
yeah,
had a
and
little crush on her.
who didn't?
Yeah.
And Sally Field, the cool thing is, I don't know how many of you are readers. I guarantee a lot of you didn't think I could read when I graduated high school. Um, and I didn't know if I could read or not when I graduated high school. But in the last 10 years, I've gotten to the point where I like reading. I don't like reading fiction. I'm
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm big on biographies and history,
Yeah.
and and
Nonfiction stuff.
the right, 100% nonfiction. Burt Reynolds' biography is fan fucking tastic.
Can you
He
put that? Well, let's make sure that we put that in I mean, send that to me. His
I
biography.
will.
I'll
I
find
will.
it, and we'll put a link up to it so that people can, if they're
It
interested,
is.
get it on Audible.
And most of people our age can remember Burt Reynolds was an egotistical macho fucking
You
dude.
know who you know who reminds me of him? I mean, at least because he's the first one that I remember breaking the what they call the fourth wall in a movie. Smokey and the Bandit, remember? And he
And
drives up.
Hooper,
Yeah,
he did it in Hooper too.
yeah, he would drive. Smokey and the Bandit was the first time, and I remember him. He was slid up, did a power slide in the car. It looks over to the camera and just kind of smiles at the camera, and it was like that's fucking awesome. And it was the
That
first time that happened. I think of Ryan Reynolds who does the fourth wall breaking, like to like the
I
extreme.
think Ryan Reynolds would pay every nickel that he's made, which is billions, because that fucker's got his hands in everything, to hold Burt Reynolds' jockstrap in those days. Because Burt
Yeah,
Reynolds could do no wrong. That dude was
yeah,
he was cool in so many different ways
yeah.
that, I mean,
And they were
what
great movies.
other,
Him and Clint
oh,
Eastwood.
fuck yeah, they were hilarious. Yeah, yeah. Eastwood is, my number one or number two movie. It's tough for me. I know we're going down another road that we shouldn't be going down, but,
No, it's
um,
all our generation. That's what this is about.
yeah,
Not
it's,
specifically a week. So
my top two probably, and this can switch back and forth, and maybe even one of them could slide into number three every now and then, but are Unforgiven, and mainly, and most of my stuff is
the
it's
modern western,
based
yes, that is
on but it's
one of
based on it's a friendship thing though too, because it was Morgan Freeman's friendship
Morgan
with
Freeman.
Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood
yeah.
that did it for me. And if you remember, he fucking killed a shit ton of people because they propped his fucking friend up.
Gene Hackman was great in that too.
He was, and he got what he got coming. Eastwood
Yeah,
shot his fucking
yeah.
ass.
You wanted to
Um,
see that happen at the end. Yeah.
and the other one was Tombstone. And any person on the planet that doesn't think that Val Kilmer
Oh my God. Yeah.
and his
Oh my
dying
God. Yes.
and
Yes.
his dying scene
Yes.
is not one of probably the top five scenes and top five acting. I don't even know if I can.
Yeah. That movie, Tombstone, is up there in the top. I agree. But I there's so many movies that I love with those guys.
Oh, me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
But
Those two just came
definitely
off.
agree with you.
Yeah, and it's a buddy thing though, and that was the thing. You had Jerry Reed with Burt Reynolds
Yeah.
with those movies,
Yeah.
and a less known, which most of us probably know it, and if somebody hasn't seen it, they need to drop whatever they're doing immediately. I don't care if it's 2 a.m. If you're on the highway listening to this, turn the fuck around, go home. You're not going to work today. Go home and watch Hooper.
Yeah.
H-O-W.
Hooper was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Jan Michael Vincent.
Yep.
Is in
That's
that.
fucking that's those stunt scenes. And well, I remember my dad telling me when I was a kid that Clint Eastwood and Burt Reynolds both started out as stuntmen, and then they got themselves in trouble at the movie set, and ended up taking out some guy, and they said that they would never work in Hollywood again, and they both went out and did their own thing. That's how he got into spaghetti westerns. And so when he did Hooper, it was all about reliving his stuntman days.
Hal Needham. Hal Needham was the number one stunt guy in Hollywood for decades, and he was one of Burt Reynolds' best friends. Read the Burt Reynolds biography. It is fantastic.
I'll have to read that.
For those that don't know, Burt Reynolds was a first class, one of the best running backs in the country back in the day.
Do you remember his movie with Dom DeLuise?
Oh yeah.
The End.
He had a few. End.
It was The End. Remember, he was trying to continually off himself.
But remember, Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds were also in the Cannonball Run.
Yep, Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run movies.
They were classic. And then I also think about Heaven Can Wait with
Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Excellent movie, especially if you're a Rams fan, because it gives you a throwback of the Rams. And who was the quarterback then? Roman Gabriel? Anyway, fantastic movie. Thanks for reminding me of that one. I probably haven't seen that one in 5 to 10 years.
I know. We're going to have a movie.
Share these movies with your kids and grandkids because they haven't seen them.
Yeah, and they're good.
And these movies.
And they're clean.
Smack them. Take their phones away from them.
Yeah.
Make them watch the fucking movie.
Have a movie night watching Smokey and the Bandit 1, 2, and then Hooper, and they're all great movies.
James, give us some more. Give us some more input from 1980.
So I know I think the songs this week of the 80s. Number one was Olivia Newton-John.
Give us your Casey Kasem.
Oh, I don't have a Casey Kasem this week. I'm gonna have to go watch Casey Kasem again and see how he did it. So number one song, Olivia Newton-John, Magic. Can you sing that for us?
I cannot, but every time I think of Olivia Newton-John, I think of just pure golden beauty from Australia.
Yes.
She was
her first thing was Grease, right? Grease is the word.
I don't know, but I know that she was phenomenal in Grease.
And after that, she did her Physical.
Yep. And Xanadu,
yep, with the Electric Light Orchestra.
She was just so. She not only had beauty, she was a decent actress.
Yeah, and she had breast cancer, didn't she? She
just passed away recently is in the last 10 years to me.
Yeah.
But we're losing them all, man.
Yeah. So and after that, sailing away.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. What was that dude's name?
Christopher
Cross. That's
yep.
right. Cross.
And then the SOS Band, Take Your Time, Do It Right.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either. I'm gonna have to listen to that.
I guarantee somebody on here.
Upside Down. Right.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right. The disco hit. So those are the top 5. We have Magic by Olivia Newton-John, Sailing with Christopher Cross, Take Your Time, the SO. So you know what we'll do is maybe we'll throw those up I'll throw links up to them on YouTube into our channel so that people can listen to them and remember them.
And people can laugh at us for not having a memory of remember.
Yeah. I remember some, but not all.
Me too.
Sailing just stuck in my head. I don't know the lyrics, and maybe next.
You know why? Because a 40-year-old virgin.
Well, next time we'll print off the lyrics and we'll both try to sing them.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on.
Let's try that. Let's go.
I think you've got better shot at other things.
Yeah, and then 1980 August we had wasn't it the U.S. boycott of the U.S. Olympics?
Yes, the 1980
which is what
Olympics
led us to the Winter Olympics of Russia threatening to boycott us, and then the story of Miracle.
Yes. awesome, awesome. I mean, a lot of shit happened in 1980.
Yeah, and we boycotted him because, well, it was Carter that boycotted him at the end of his, right?
I don't know.
Because
I couldn't even
I
make
don't
that up.
remember who did it, but they were
I've
boycotted because they invaded Afghanistan.
I've never been. I know, and we should pay him for that now. I've never been a fan of the Olympics. Um, I've always I've always low key rooted for the Americans because I'm American and I love seeing people that are born and raised here and being able to do something fucking awesome and especially on the world stage. And it's kind of a cockiness, I guess, that I just automatically think that we're going to win everything except for women's weightlifting, which the Germans are always going to win because they're feeding their fucking young
Hans,
girls.
Hans and Franz, pump
Yeah,
you up.
they're feeding their young girls fucking
Tons.
steroids, men's
Yeah,
steroids when they're like 7. Um, but yeah, I mean, everybody's going to have a better take on the Olympics than I am,
I
as they
could care
should.
less if we ever win curling, but
I honestly didn't know what the fuck curling was until like 2 Olympics ago, and somebody said, "Oh no, you need to watch it. It's cool." And then I see a bunch of overweight guys that are even in worse shape than me with fucking brooms on ice, and I immediately lost all
yeah,
respect for all
yeah,
Olympics.
they lost me at brooms. But
Yeah.
and nothing against people that like curling.
Like sweeping for a living? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I got a lot of respect for people that clean buildings, and I do. I'm
yeah,
not even kidding.
yeah,
I have no respect for guys sweeping fucking ice to make a fucking thing slide faster.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
No, I get
Cool.
you. So
I'm
so
happy that you
so
found your way.
yeah. So just an add-on because I mean this is interesting, right? Because we boycotted them, and then Russia tries to boycott us, which leads to the whole story of Miracle, right? And I'm just thinking, do you remember? I mean, what was? I mean, and this is interesting because I don't know. I wasn't. We didn't experience it together. We maybe talked about it during the week of or whatnot, but it wasn't like you and I were sitting next to each other. I remember watching that on TV
The
because it was in
miracle?
the evening. Yeah, that
Not
show.
me. Nope.
You didn't watch it.
No. You know why?
Why?
Fuck hockey. I'm not Canadian. I'm American.
Yeah, but it
And
was
you know
the
what?
American.
You know, the first time I even cared about hockey was when Wayne Gretzky came to LA and the entire country of Canada cried one big tear and
Yeah,
pissed their fucking Molson Golden down the
yeah. When he
drain
left he
because
left the Edmonton Oilers to come to
to come to LA and they changed to the black jerseys and basically said, guess what? Not only are we better than you now, we look cooler and we stole your good dude. So
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
you. We do everything better than you.
yeah.
And that's how I took it. But you know what? I've been to a lot, which is kind of funny because life
I love hockey,
flips
honestly.
life flips upside down. And now my wife loves hockey. I get tickets. I get tickets through work. We get really good tickets for
to
the
the
Predators
Predators. Yeah.
here. And it, I'll tell you what, I've been to pretty much every type of major sporting event. And the Nashville
Fun, right?
Predators, the Nashville Predators do probably a better job per fan than any place I've ever been. They do a phenomenal job. They make sure that from the minute you walk in there until the minute you leave, you're entertained. And they do a great fucking job.
Yeah,
I don't know if
we'll have
every
to go to a Predators game. That's it.
yeah.
I absolutely love hockey. Hockey is a great sport. I never played it. I like sports I had never played. I'll watch soccer, but I played it for so many years.
See, I
I don't
can't
know. I love I watch German soccer, uh, the Bundesliga, and American soccer hasn't quite caught up. But it's interesting to see some of these big stars coming over here and finishing their
I've gotten to
careers
the
off.
point I can't stand watching sports on TV anymore. I've got too much
Yeah,
shit going on in my
yeah,
life.
yeah.
Um, and there's some now I haven't watched a baseball game on TV other a full baseball game because I did watch the Field of Dreams because I was just out there at the Field of Dreams. I watched the Field of Dreams on the new field that's behind the Field of Dreams
Yeah,
field.
yeah, yeah.
Um, which would have been cool. We're going to have to go out there. That would be a cool event to go do. Since I don't remember. Was that the '80s or was that the '90s that was done? I think it was the '80s.
I have no idea. It doesn't
Still
matter.
one of the.
It's
It's one of them
we're not
movies.
we're
It's a
not
timeless movie.
just to correct everybody. I mean, just to make sure everybody knows, we're not doing this just on the '80s. We're doing it on our generation. The things
Yes.
that we remember from the time I was like 4 or 5 to the time
Which
that
is
I'm
almost nothing
19 or
because we're
20.
fucking senile.
Yeah,
So
and it's not going to always
every
be
every
accurate.
show should get shorter because we're remembering less.
Remembering less and less. This is a barometer to how insane we're
Yeah.
getting. And
Just
that's
tell
fine.
me what I did and I'll agree to it, even though I
So,
didn't do it.
so I know you wanted me to talk about this, and just as a point of reference, and I mean, this isn't an end, but I'm gonna throw this in here. I'm actually gonna mark this part right here.
Good deal,
Uh,
because I do have one last current event I want to talk about
yeah,
before
no,
we go.
I just wanted to take a moment to explain some stuff. So this week, so typically Todd and I are gonna go out and we're going to get people to come out, or they're gonna get online with us, and we're gonna have a conversation. We had 2 conversations this weekend, one with Ted Lipka and the other with Penny Ramirez.
Who was Penny
Formerly Penny
Field in
Feld.
school?
Yeah. So here's so with Ted, and this is a kind of a heads up to those that want to come in and we're going to have conversation with. I know both Todd and I have discussed how we're going to try to adapt to this. And again, this is a bunch of old people trying to figure out how to do podcasting. We get Ted on, and we did not capture quality voice throughout the entire program. A lot of it was spotty, and while we could hear him, we weren't capturing it on the device, and that had to do with him being in a very remote area. So
Which he warned us about.
Yeah, he warned us about it.
He warned us about it.
And I want to apologize to Ted that we, because we had a great conversation. It was like 3 hours, and there was a lot of great stuff that was shared, but a lot of it was missed. So that's why I haven't released anything yet. Pennies went off without a flaw.
That was 3 hours.
Yeah, and 3 hours. And we're going to cut that up, and I'm going to get it posted online. But I want people to know that, we want to have people on. We want to have conversations. We want to make sure. So we're going to come up with various ways of doing this. And one of them is possibly having a conference call where someone can phone in, and then we're dealing with higher levels connection than just Wi-Fi. But we do struggle a little bit with the Wi-Fi. We kept on talking through some of the issues, and just unfortunately we lost it. So we are going to have Ted back on. We're going to have another conversation. I'm going to figure out a way to make sure that we capture his voice and his conversation all the way through. And it might be one of those things where we get on a phone call with him together, a 3-way phone call. I end up recording it, and we just do a voice call that way, and we won't have any video. But,
I just want to say, and for future, when you're coming on or when you want to come on, James has got a spreadsheet. It's just literally like one line, one row, few questions. And one of those questions is going to be something along the lines of, do you know if you can stream quality streaming? And that's video and voice, because what we found out with Tom Cochran was his worked fantastic once he shut video off. Now, we're learning as we go. If we need to prep for it, we could set up a video call with either James or myself, or even the two of us, a few days before, just to make sure everything goes off without a hitch. It's just old guy stuff, man. We don't.
Yeah, old guy stuff, and it's also just preparing to cover all the angles just in case, so that
Absolutely.
we do capture something. So, again, apologize to Ted. We had a great conversation.
We did. We really did.
We had a great conversation with Penny. Everything we've had thus far has been really great. We're getting better at the types of questions we want to ask. We do have a kind of a format and things we want to cover, and we do let it just go free form. And and it's not going to be the only time we have Penny on, or Ted, we want to have a cast of characters that we have on regularly and we just talk to. And then I know Todd and I are going to be spending more time like this, having conversations.
And we do want to do this once a week. You and I, just you and I.
This at at a minimum is you and I getting on weekly and having these kind of conversations, if not more, right? Because I mean, this is what it's all about. Is just us kind of brain dumping and having these conversations. We've been
And
close for a very long time.
we are doing this around full-time jobs, family stuff that we got going on.
Yeah.
So
So this week and I'll be out.
If Elon Musk is out there watching this and he's like, I need to see like full-time
I
James
need
and
it.
Todd,
I need it. Yeah, and I
then
need to invest.
we
Yeah.
are both open to being bought. I could easily be bought.
We're just a little.
Anybody that knows me pretty well as an adult, I'm based.
I
I'm
love your enthusiasm, Todd. I love your enthusiasm.
I'm
It's a
for
little
sale.
premature. We
Hey,
have an audience of 0 right now.
that's exactly what I've expected from day one. So something I did want to do is a touch base, and this is going to lead to shit that because everything I talk about leads to
Yeah,
shit. But
yeah.
um, I do want to say that Hayden Panettiere, I think is how you say her
Oh
last
yeah,
name.
she passed away.
Young,
Unfortunately, yeah.
gorgeous young blonde girl who extremely talented actress. She was married to Vladimir Klitschko for a while, who was a heavyweight
Okay.
boxer. Um, she passed away this
Yeah,
week,
I was
and
reading that.
under strange circumstances. And to tie the Todd uh, uh, tie in with everything because everything's a fucking conspiracy.
Yeah.
Um, Days before her death, she had come out, and this is not something I made up. This is true. She had come out and stated that when she was 16 or 17 years old, which means I think she was doing the show Heroes. Somebody out there, I'm
Okay.
not sure which. She was already doing well financially, already proven that she's a damn good actress.
Is this going where I think it is?
She had come out and admitted that she was on a yacht with some Hollywood folks, and the lady that she had trusted at the time was a pretty big, well-known actor. She had taken her downstairs into a cabin, put her into bed with a much better, highly well-known actor who was completely naked, and they expected her to perform sexual acts. She got up, took off out of there, and hid in the ship until it docked. This
This is
she
documented.
yes, she had released this less than a month ago, and now she's dead. Now, one may not have anything to do with the other. I personally don't believe in coincidences.
How do you spell her
Uh,
name?
I don't know. I can't spell my own fucking name most of the time, James. Come on.
Okay.
But yes, she, uh, regardless of how it happened or what happened, it's a sad turn of events.
Yeah.
We lost another young lady that a talented actress. She was in for people that don't know her name right off the bat. When she was young, she was in a show called Heroes, which I've never.
Panettiere. Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, I wasn't sure Panettiere, but she was in Heroes. She was in a bunch of little things, and then she was in Nashville. She was one of the co-stars in the show Nashville, which showed that she had become she could act right along with the best of them. Really, really good actress. And it's just sad
Yeah.
situation. Actors and actresses, I've always feel you got to be a little touched to be great, and that's not always in a bad way. I think the great ones have to think a little differently because you're literally having to become someone else and make other people believe that you're becoming someone else that you're not. And at what point do you lose your own identity
So where do you?
within
I just
those?
want to be careful with this. I'm looking for the.
I'll
I'm
get you
just
some stuff.
I'm just verifying the story.
Yeah, I'll get you
Uh,
some stuff. Well, you're not going to be able to find it real quickly and easily because
well, yeah, you're using AI right now. I'm just.
do me a favor and type in Epstein list and see what you
Oh,
get.
yeah. She goes, Hayden
You're
Panettiere
gonna
has publicly described an incident on a yacht boat when she was 18 that she
Oh, she was 18.
characterized.
I thought she was 17. Okay,
No,
I'm up.
that she was characterized as sexual exploitation or coercion. So it's
But
in
you,
her.
but
It's in her.
hold
This
on.
is me.
But you thought I was a fucking liar just now. You thought I was just trying to start shit, so
I
you had to
wanted to make
jump
sure
into
it was
your AI
accurate.
buddy.
I was just trying to make sure it was accurate. And the other part of it was that she was abused by her boyfriend.
God, I hope somebody else watches this because I really want them to give you the definition of. I wanted to make sure you were accurate.
Yeah.
And you're a fucking liar. It's the same fucking thing.
No, come on.
It's the same fucking thing.
We just got to be careful that we're saying the right things. I was like, what? I hadn't heard that. So but it is part of her memoir.
Yes.
Now, I'm looking for the details around it. That's what I'm looking
for. That's the thing. There's not a lot of details around it, and that's what everybody's questioning is because
she put it in her book. This is me.
Right, and it was pretty recent. Right, and now she's dead. And they said that there was no drugs or alcohol involved when on the original death report, but nobody else has said anything. So
famous 30-something British singer-songwriter is apparently who she was.
You see a picture of her, right?
Yeah, no, I know who she is.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
Heroes was one of my favorite TV programs.
I've never seen it. I watched Nashville with my wife. She was, to me, I mean, in Nashville, she was like when it first started, she was like way down there.
She was in the show Nashville.
Right, and she became like one of the top two people. I mean, she worked her way into. She's a hell of an actress, and the reason I wanted to bring it up, and I didn't want to bring it up that way just to bring it up that way. It sucks that happened. A beautiful, talented girl died way before she should have, regardless of what caused it. I'm just sick of there's way too much shit.
There's a lot of that shit going on.
Why is the Epstein file fucking all blacked out and fucking you've had two presidents from opposite sides fucking hiding everything? I have no use for any of them. I think that when everything is said and done, I want the ability to at least shoot and kill half of them on the list. Just say, you want to make money? Sell hunting license for them. Just let us go. The whole world. Let us go. Let us find these scumbags once they find it, when they release the list, and just let us go.
Okay. So, I'm
a fan of child molesters, as you can see.
Yeah. I'm going to share a story.
Put them in the ground quickly.
I'm going to share a story. This happened on August 17th.
What year?
1980.
Okay.
It's a famous quote by comedians on a famous show, deadpan show, about a group of friends in New York who also pitch a show. It's about a show about nothing.
I already know the show.
Okay, you know the show. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the lead female says it, and okay. So now the next clue is Australia. Couple, a baby.
Oh, fuck me. The dingo. Dingo baby.
Yeah. A dingo ate my baby.
And you know what's crazy is that's one of those memories that I remember hearing it, but I don't remember putting much weight into it like the world did. It seemed like
at the time,
little girl that fell into the fucking well.
It didn't really become popular till in Seinfeld she uses it that way, right?
Yeah.
But
she is comedy gold.
Yeah. Her dancing is funny as hell.
She is just comedy gold.
And that's a show that if you go back and watch, I mean, that's timeless show right there.
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld, yeah.
Oh, just Jerry's girlfriend.
There's so many things that came out of that show that are just
Jerry's girlfriends alone are there's you watch the Jerry's girlfriend. It's just like 2 Men and a Baby and Charlie's Girlfriends. There's just so many huge stars that peaked in there, and everybody wants to be on. Everybody wants to be on the top shows, and if the smart ones say, hey, I don't give a shit if I even got a speaking role. If my face is going to be seen on a show like that, it's worth doing. And that's smart. You know, your agent pushes you to, hey, you're not going to have any speaking roles, but you're going to be on the #1 show in the world right now. And it carries through forever. And that's awesome.
Well, back
I
to
hope we can get somebody. We have a young lady, Cammie Burnett. I
yeah.
hope we can get her on here. Cammie has been an actress after she left modeling. She's still an actress in Hollywood and producing and stuff. And I couldn't. I'd love to have her on here because just the amount of shit I'm sure she's seen
Yeah,
and
yeah,
gone through, and that's got to be a tough life
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for anybody. It's
So,
got to be tough.
just on the good side, right? Do you remember that story when it first broke?
I remember bits and pieces of it. I don't
I mean,
remember.
that's
If
when
I
we
would
had
have,
3 channels.
yeah, but if I would have gotten fucking taken by a dingo, I still wouldn't remember it because all the brain damage I've given myself in
Okay,
those
okay,
years.
okay. All right. How about this? I
I was
I
raised
wish
by
I could.
dingoes.
So August 18th, 1986.
Let's ask the guy that's had brain
A
damage multiple
record
times.
a record drops in 1986 in August over the summer. All right.
Okay.
It
Okay.
basically took over radio and MTV the whole time.
What month?
August 18th, 1986.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I'm with you.
And there is Emilio Estevez. Amelia Estevez, was it the Young Bloods? Not the Young Bloods, Young Guns.
Young Guns. Yeah.
Yeah, remember Young Guns?
John Bon Jovi.
And what happened when they
Blaze of Glory, right?
well,
Was that the
Wanted Dead or Alive?
Wanted Dead or Alive? That's right.
Yes, but it's
That was a great movie, though.
but
Both of them. The first one and the second.
it wasn't a movie. It's the album dropped.
No, I'm talking about Young Guns and Young Guns
Yeah,
2.
but the album dropped, Slippery When Wet, and that came out. It was Living on a Prayer, You Give Love a Bad Name, and Wanted Dead or Alive, which is.
I remember listening to that cassette on my way to Baker's.
I don't even.
On my way to Baker's at lunch with my good buddy Charlie Fine.
Oh, yeah.
And Charlie Fine,
He was
yes,
a good
Charlie
story.
Fine's he's an educator. Charlie Fine, gosh, I believe, and he's gonna tell me I'm wrong or right. I can't remember what model he had. I'm
Hold
trying to remember many years ago and many brain damages ago, but I'm thinking it was a white truck that we were in. And we weren't drinking, but we did knock the shit out of some bakers. And I remember listening to that in Charlie's.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that I'm telling you, songs every now and then will just kick into my head, and it will remind me of someone, and it makes me smile every time, even if I didn't like the song, because it reminds me of.
But
wow,
that
cool.
movie was great though.
It was.
Loved it.
We had the best movies, I think.
I think so
80s and 90s. We had some great ones.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many iconic ones that
we need to roll it down or button it up or something pretty soon because my battery's about dead on my phone.
Okay. Yeah, we'll leave it there.
I spent way too much time talking shit, but
yeah. No, I mean we got like an hour and 18 minutes of conversation, so it's good. And this is just so people know, hey, we're going to be doing this every week. It'll be a Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, one of those nights. We'll try to get them every week, especially when we're not doing a conversation. And we would love for people to get on, give us a call, reach out through Messenger, Todd or myself, and we'll arrange a time. We're going to try not to do every single weekend, just so that we can give Lisa a break and sometimes I won't be coming out, and we'll just do it like we're doing right now, and you'll see three screens on your Facebook, and we'll have to make sure Todd keeps his phone plugged in so that he doesn't run out of power, because those sessions can go three hours long.
Oh yeah, and I we're going to do multiple. Like last weekend we did two. We were 6 hours.
Yeah.
And if we need to
And
do
it went by
three,
so
we can do
fast.
three. Right. If we need to do three, we'll do three, to give us content so we can release it over a couple of weeks even.
Yeah.
We're going to learn as we go, because we had some issues that just happened that we weren't ready for.
Well,
And
we've settled in on this platform, Riverside FM, which I'm going to watch this. I'm going to go ahead and put that up so that
which, if
people,
anybody watching this can't remember that one, then you got
Riverside FM. So we give them credit for saving two old guys, and it allows us to do stuff like this, which is put text up and change things around. I can change the layout a little bit. It just gives us some flexibility. So if I wanted to throw Todd and I over here to the side, we can do that. We can go back to side by side, right? And it just gives us some freedom to move things around. So we're getting a little more sophisticated with it, and we're gonna drop this, and we'll get Penny Ramirez out there. But we want to thank you guys for sticking with us, and we're trying to do our best. And if there's stuff that if you have questions or things that you want us to discuss, we're open to discussing current events. So when we do these weekly updates, what we think we're going to do is we're going to go back, we're going to reminisce on the back end. We're going to reminisce about stories that we grew up with. We're going to go over things that are happening currently and what we think about them, and any other number of topics that we want to bring up and have
or
a
you tell
conversation.
us to bring up.
Yeah. So if you got questions, drop them in our Facebook group, or on our Facebook page, or in here, or wherever you see this, and say, hey, we want to know this or this, and Todd and I will talk about it. We're way open.
And something that I don't know the answer to, but you want to prove to us that you're listening, and you want to make me look like an ass at the same time, or at least, well, I do that myself, but you want to laugh at me. Count how many times I refilled my glass during Penny's conversation. That was 3 hour conversation. Count how many times I did that.
Yeah.
I'd kind of like to know, or maybe I don't want to know. I
Well,
want to thank everybody that takes the time to listen to us, though.
yeah, no, we really appreciate it, everybody. Like, subscribe, enjoy. Share this if you can. And so seriously, subscribe, because it doesn't cost a dime. All it does is it improves our ability to do this. I've already invested quite a bit of money into this. I know Todd's invested some money into, things that are headsets. So this isn't really us doing this free, right? It's costing us a little bit, but we want to do it because we believe in it. And the way you can support us isn't through money or any of that stuff, but by sharing this, getting it out there, subscribing, bragging about us, giving us information that we can talk about, and coming on the show. And
yes,
hopefully
and
we
laughing.
can keep doing this.
Get a laugh
Yeah.
at my expense.
At
I
our
will
expense.
be happy.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Todd, appreciate you. You take care of yourself, sir.
You as
have
well.
a good night. Sweet dreams. And sweet dreams, folks. God
Yes.
bless, and take care.
Care.
All right. All right, Todd.